Think about the sounds around you, like right now. Maybe you hear the low, constant hum of a computer fan.
Right.
Or maybe the distant, I don't know, sharp blare of a car horn out on the street. Or even just the sudden ping of a notification on your phone.
Oh, that ping, it never stops.
It really doesn't. We live in a world that is just constantly screaming for our attention. And honestly, it's exhausting.
It is incredibly exhausting.
Yeah. So today, we're exploring the antidote to all of that noise. We're diving deep into the concept of healing in nature. Welcome to today's deep dive.
Such a vital topic, too. The structured notes we're using as our sources today, they look really closely at how the natural world physically and, well, mentally repairs us. But what makes this specific deep dive so special is the language we're going to use to explore it. Because, often we experience these massive, overwhelming feelings of relief when we finally step outside, but we struggle to find the exact words to describe them.
Yes, exactly. And that is the real mission today. We are going to uncover how stepping out of our busy lives and into the green can fundamentally heal our minds.
Right.
And as we take this journey, we're going to unpack some beautiful, very simple English phrasing from our sources. The goal is for you, listening right now, to not only understand the healing process, but to walk away with the exact words to express how nature makes you feel.
I love that. Arming the listener with the right words.
Exactly. Okay, let's unpack this. We can't really understand how nature heals us until we take a hard look at what is hurting us in the first place, right?
Absolutely. And for the vast majority of us, the source of that pain is the intense pressure of modern life. Our notes refer to the modern city as a concrete jungle.
Oh, a concrete jungle. That's a heavy image.
It really is. Think about that image for a second. We took the idea of a jungle, wild, dense, unpredictable forest, and we just rebuilt it using hard gray concrete. We traded towering trees for tall buildings and winding rivers for busy streets. It's this wild, overgrown environment, but it's entirely artificial. It's incredibly easy to feel lost in a place like that.
Yeah, I mean, just imagining all those tall gray buildings blocking out the sky, it makes my shoulders physically tense up just talking about it.
I can see that, yeah.
It perfectly describes the environment that creates stress. And, stress isn't just an idea. It's that heavy, tight feeling in your chest when the noise is too loud and the demands on your time are just too high.
Exactly. In the concrete jungle, your brain is just constantly on alert.
Yeah, dodging traffic, ignoring crowds, processing sirens.
The physical toll of that stress is immense. Your nervous system is basically trapped in a state of high alert.
Wow.
And when that stress builds up day after day, week after week, the human mind reaches a breaking point. It triggers a very natural, almost instinctual reaction. It's a thought that probably crosses your mind at least once a week.
Which is?
I want to escape the city.
Oh, yes. I want to escape the city. It's such a simple, universal desire.
Right.
We don't say we want to, fix the city or manage the city. We just want to escape, to get away and break free from the gray walls.
And where do we want to go?
We naturally crave a green escape. We dream of finding a quiet, shaded forest, or maybe standing next to a wide, open ocean.
Exactly. The forest, with its large, quiet areas covered in ancient trees. Or the ocean, with its vast, endless blue sea.
Oh, beautiful.
Those environments represent the complete opposite of the concrete jungle. But here's the critical question the sources raise. When we finally make that escape to the forest or the ocean, what are we supposed to actually do?
Right. I think there is a huge misconception about this.
Yeah, for sure.
People pack their bags, they drive out to the woods, and they assume they need to immediately start a complicated, intense hike to feel the benefits. They treat nature like a gym.
Yes, they really do. But the notes highlight that the very first step to relieving anxiety isn't doing something physically exhausting.
Wait, really? Not at all?
Not at all. The very first step is incredibly simple. But we've kind of forgotten how to do it. The first step is simply observing.
Observing, just looking around.
Just observing. When you live in the concrete jungle, you subconsciously shut your senses down. You have to.
Oh, I see.
If you truly notice every loud noise, every flashing billboard, and every foul smell in the city, you would literally lose your mind. You build a sensory wall to protect yourself.
That makes a lot of sense. We walk around wearing headphones, looking down at our phones, just trying to block the environment out completely.
Precisely. But when you finally escape to the forest or the ocean, you have to drop that wall. You have to deliberately open your senses back up.
Deliberately?
Yes. You need to actively practice seeing, hearing, and feeling the natural world. You force yourself to truly see the way the sunlight hits the green leaves. You pause to hear the specific song of a bird. You stop walking just to feel the rough bark of a tree or the cool wind on your skin.
You know, thinking about this sensory wall in the city, it reminds me of a computer that has way too many browser tabs open at the same time.
Oh, that's a great comparison.
Right. You have the work deadline tab open, the noisy neighbor tab, the overdue bills tab, the traffic jam tab.
All running at once.
Exactly. The computer's memory is totally maxed out. It starts running hot. The fan is spinning so loudly. The whole system is completely overwhelmed.
Yes.
So, how does simply looking at a leaf or listening to the ocean act as like a refresh button for our overwhelmed brains?
What's fascinating here is the actual psychology of sensory observation. When your mind has all those stressful browser tabs open, it's rarely focused on the present.
Okay.
Your brain is either living in the future, worrying about a meeting you have tomorrow, or it's living in the past, replaying an argument you had yesterday. Anxiety really thrives in the past and the future.
Okay, I'm following you. So where do our physical senses actually fit into that?
Well, your physical senses, what you see, what you hear, and what you feel, can only exist in the present moment.
Oh, wow.
Right. You can't feel tomorrow's wind. You can't hear yesterday's bird. You can only experience them right now.
That is so true.
So when you force your brain to focus completely on the sound of an ocean wave crashing, you are physically dragging your mind out of the stressful future and pulling it into the calm present. You close all those extra browser tabs, you hit refresh.
Wow. You're literally locking your brain out of its ability to panic.
Exactly.
And the moment you clear all that mental clutter, you suddenly notice the physical environment around you in a totally new way. You take a breath and you realize the air is fresh here.
The air is fresh here. Think about the contrast there. In the city, the air is heavy. It's filled with car exhaust, dust, and heat trapped by the concrete.
Yeah.
But in the forest, the trees are actively cleaning the environment. The fresh air feels cool, crisp, and clean in your lungs.
Just saying the phrase "the air is fresh here" is kind of an acknowledgement that your surroundings are finally working to help you rather than drain you.
Perfectly said.
And when you feel that fresh air and you use your senses to observe the quiet woods or the rhythm of the ocean, it leads to a very profound emotional shift. It brings up a beautiful sentiment from our notes. Nature is a home for my soul.
Nature is a home for my soul. It's a powerful way to describe that feeling of deep internal relief. Your soul represents your deepest, truest self.
Right.
By saying nature is its home, you're expressing a feeling of belonging. You aren't just a temporary visitor in the forest. You're returning to a place where humans were always meant to be.
It's the ultimate cure for the concrete jungle. We've made our escape, we've opened our senses to the present moment, and we've found that home for our soul.
Yes.
But the sources don't stop there, do they? Simply observing nature is just the beginning. Once we rebuild that connection, how do we take the next step?
We move from passive observation, which is, just looking at our surroundings, to active immersion. Yes, immersion means you are completely surrounded and involved in the environment. The structured notes describe this specific practice as forest bathing, or, to use a more poetic translation, taking a soul shower.
A soul shower. I absolutely love that imagery.
It's great, isn't it?
It really is. Like, if you've been doing physical labor all day, getting covered in dust and sweat, the first thing you want is a warm shower. You just stand there and let the water wash the physical dirt off your skin.
Exactly.
So it sounds like forest bathing is the exact same concept, but for the invisible dirt. You're letting the quiet atmosphere of the forest wash away the heavy stress and mental grime of the city.
That is the perfect way to visualize it. And you don't need water for this shower. The primary tool you use to wash away that mental dirt is something you do all day long without even thinking about it. You breathe.
Okay.
But forest bathing requires a very specific kind of breathing.
Oh, wait, we breathe constantly. I mean, I'm breathing right now. Why does doing it among some trees suddenly turn it into a soul shower?
Because the way we breathe in the city is entirely different from the way we breathe in nature. When you're navigating the concrete jungle, your body is stressed.
Right.
Consequently, your breathing becomes fast and shallow. You're only pulling tiny amounts of air into the very top of your chest. It's a survival breath.
Oh, I see.
But to truly engage in a soul shower, you have to breathe deeply.
So to breathe deeply means you aren't just taking quick sips of air. You're pulling that fresh air all the way down into the bottom of your lungs, expanding your stomach slowly and with intention.
Yes. You're consciously aligning the rhythm of your human body with the rhythm of the natural world. Think about it. A forest does not rush. An ocean does not hurry.
No, they don't.
Everything in nature operates on a slow, steady timeline. When you breathe deeply, you are sending a physical signal to your nervous system that it's safe to slow down and match the calm speed of your environment.
Here's where it gets really interesting to me. The sources provide a very specific phrase to describe this action, and it is such a unique, beautiful way to use the English language.
Yeah, it's lovely.
The phrase is, take a deep breath of green. I want to pause and just marvel at that. Take a deep breath of green. Why on earth are we mixing a visual color with the physical act of breathing?
It's a brilliant use of language because it captures an experience that goes way beyond simple biology. Yes, scientifically, green is just a color on the visual spectrum,
Right.
but emotionally and psychologically, the color green represents life. It represents health, growing leaves, safety, and deep peace.
It's almost like a cross-sensory experience. It makes me think of being incredibly thirsty on a blazing hot day and finally drinking a tall glass of perfectly cool, clear water.
Oh, what a great feeling.
You can physically feel it hydrating your entire body. Taking a deep breath of green is like drinking that glass of ice water, but for your mind.
Exactly.
You aren't just inhaling oxygen, you're drinking in the life of the forest. You're filling your lungs with the very concept of peace.
That captures the feeling beautifully. You're visualizing the quiet strength of the forest physically entering your body with every deep breath. But there is a second half to breathing. Once you pull that calm green air inside you, you have to push the old heavy air out.
You have to exhale.
Yes, you have to let the stress go. Our sources capture this release perfectly with the phrase, "The wind blows away my worries."
The wind blows away my worries. We all have worries. Those relentless, heavy thoughts about work deadlines, financial pressure, or family problems that we carry around on our shoulders all day.
Carrying those worries is exhausting. But when you are forest bathing, you use your imagination to help your body relax. By thinking, "The wind blows away my worries," you are visualizing your stress as something physical.
Okay.
Imagine your anxieties are just dry, dead autumn leaves resting on your shoulders. When a gentle wind moves through the trees, it simply sweeps those dead leaves up and carries them far, far away.
You don't have to fight your stress. You just let the natural environment do the heavy lifting for you. You let it go.
Exactly, just let it go.
Yeah. And what happens when you combine these two actions? When you take a deep breath of green and you let the wind blow away your worries, it brings us to the emotional destination of this journey. I feel calm and safe.
Calm and safe. Calm means your mind is finally quiet. The chaotic noise of anxiety has stopped.
Right.
And safe means your body finally understands that it's protected. There are no threats here. I feel calm and safe. Think about the massive contrast from where we began.
It's a total transformation. We started in the concrete jungle, tense, overwhelmed, and desperate to escape the city. And now, just by changing our surroundings, observing the present moment, and breathing deeply, we've arrived at a place where we feel completely calm and safe. It proves how much power our environment has over our minds.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
But, this brings us to a very unavoidable practical reality.
Oh, let's say.
Escaping to a giant forest or walking for hours along a beautiful ocean is an incredible experience. But eventually the vacation ends.
Ah, yes. It always does.
We have to go back. We have jobs to do, families to support, and responsibilities to manage. We can't live full-time in the wilderness.
That is the frustrating truth, isn't it? So how do we bridge that gap? How do we maintain that feeling of being calm and safe when we are forced to return to the noisy gray streets of the city?
Well, according to the notes, the secret is that we have to shrink the forest down.
Shrink the forest.
Yes, we have to take that massive environment and make it small enough to fit into our daily routines.
This is where we move into highly practical application. The strategy here is finding what we call micronature.
Right. Micro means extremely small. The healing power of nature doesn't only exist in a giant national park hundreds of miles away. Micronature is accessible right where you live.
Like what?
Well, it could be a small potted plant sitting on your apartment balcony, or it could be a single, tough little tree growing out of the sidewalk on a busy street.
This requires a major shift in how we approach our schedules, doesn't it? We have to interact with this micronature every day.
Every single day.
Not just once a year on a camping trip, but daily. And to do that, our sources give us a very clear instruction. Look for the green around you.
Look for the green around you. It's not just a poetic phrase. It is an active daily habit. When you're walking to the subway station or when you're staring out the window of your office building, you have to deliberately search for something natural.
Deliberately.
Train your eyes to ignore the concrete and hunt for the green. Find that one small patch of grass. Notice that single bush near the entrance of your building.
You are actively choosing where to put your attention. And it's not limited to just plants and leaves, is it? It's also about the light. Which brings up a very simple, joyful truth from the notes. Sunlight makes me happy.
Sunlight makes me happy, and there's pure science behind this. When natural sunlight hits your skin, it triggers the release of serotonin and other chemicals in your brain that actively improve your mood and reduce anxiety.
You don't need to read a biology textbook to know it works. You just know how incredibly good it feels to find a warm patch of sunshine on a cold day and stand in it for just 60 seconds. It's the best.
It really is. But okay, let me push back on this a little bit for you, the listener. I'm thinking about the scale of the problem here.
Okay, go ahead.
The concrete jungle is massive and overwhelming. Can staring at a single tiny balcony plant for 2 minutes or standing in a sliver of sunshine really compete with the profound healing power of an entire forest?
That's a fair question.
I mean, it feels a bit like trying to light up a massive pitch-black warehouse with one tiny candle. Does micronature actually have the power to fix a stressful daily routine?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, your analogy of the candle in a dark room is actually the perfect way to understand why this works.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Imagine you're standing in that massive pitch black warehouse. It's oppressive. You can't see anything. But if you strike a match and light just one tiny candle, what instantly happens to that room?
Well, the darkness is broken. I mean, it isn't as bright as daylight, obviously, but your eyes are immediately drawn to the flame.
Mm-hmm.
The room is fundamentally changed because total darkness no longer exists there. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Total darkness is broken. The concrete jungle can feel like a dark, endless room of gray stress.
Yeah.
But that single small plant on your office desk, that is your candle. It completely breaks the endless gray.
Oh, I love that.
It serves as a constant visual reminder to your stressed brain that the natural world, the place where you feel calm and safe, still exists. You aren't trying to replace the whole forest. You're just providing your mind with a daily anchor to that peaceful feeling. It's about the cumulative power of small habits.
The cumulative power, meaning that these tiny 1-minute interactions with a plant or a patch of sunlight add up over time to create a massive psychological benefit.
Exactly.
And that beautifully explains the final key thought from our sources. A small plant brings big peace.
A small plant brings big peace. It uses the contrast between physical size and emotional impact to make its point. The physical object is tiny, just a little green stem and some leaves in a pot.
Right.
But the emotional result it provides is huge. You don't need to own a massive garden to protect your mental health. You just need a tiny piece of the natural world that you can connect with every single day.
A small plant brings big peace. That is a mantra anyone can use. The next time you're watering that little plant on your desk or taking a moment to look at the flowers on your balcony, you can repeat that to yourself.
It's a great habit.
It's a built-in reminder to drop your shoulders, let go of the stress, and take a deep breath.
And the beauty of this deep dive is that by learning these concepts, you're accomplishing two vital things at once. You're training your mind to seek out the calming, healing effects of the natural world. And you're building a vocabulary to communicate those feelings clearly.
Yes, the vocabulary is key.
You aren't just memorizing English words from a list. You are attaching those words to the real physical sensation of healing.
That is the best way to learn anything, isn't it? By connecting it to a feeling that actually matters. We have covered an incredible journey today.
We really have.
We started by looking honestly at the heavy, overwhelming stress of the concrete jungle and recognizing that very human desire when we say, I want to escape the city. We discover that the very first step to finding relief is simply using our senses to observe the present moment, allowing us to feel that the air is fresh here and realizing that nature is a home for my soul.
And from that foundation, we explored the active practice of the soul shower. We learned the physiological and emotional importance of slowing down to take a deep breath of green.
Yes.
We practiced the mental visualization of letting go, trusting that the wind blows away my worries, until we reach that ultimate goal of being able to say, I feel calm and safe.
And most importantly, we learned that we don't have to leave those feelings behind in the woods.
Yeah.
We learned how to bring that green peace back home into our busy lives.
Shrinking the forest.
Exactly. We learn to practice finding micronature every day, to actively look for the green around you, to appreciate the simple biology that sunlight makes me happy, and to always remember that even in the middle of a noisy gray city, a small plant brings big peace.
You now have the mindset required to find healing wherever you are, and you're armed with the clear, beautiful language to express exactly how that journey makes you feel.
So what does this all mean for you right now? It means that you have the tools to protect your own peace of mind no matter how loud the world gets. You can speak confidently about your emotions, and you can create your own green escape, even if it's just a tiny pot sitting on a windowsill.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
And as we wrap up our time together today, I want to leave you with one final, slightly larger thought to ponder.
Okay, let's hear it.
We know the profound impact that micronature has on an individual. If, as our notes say, a small plant brings big peace to one person, what would happen to the culture of our stressful cities if every single person living there simply paused to look at one piece of green every day? If millions of stressed, rushing people all stopped, just for 1 minute, to take a deep breath of green, would the concrete jungle slowly begin to feel like a real forest again?
It really makes you rethink the power of a single tree on a city block, doesn't it? Thank you so much for exploring this with us today. Go out, find your green, and take a deep breath.